It's very exciting. Not only is it a wonderful show, but also to be part of a cast and a company that is doing the first musical back since COVID is kind of it's sort of daunting, but it's really fun. Yeah.
Simon, a very good morning to you. I'm going to take my 13-year-old daughter next Thursday night, and we can't wait. What can we expect?
Pippin is, as I'm sure you know, Pippin is a show that was written by Stephen Schwartz back in the 70s. It was a really, really big show back then. I think before my time, of course, but back in the 70s, it starred John Farnham. I think it was his first big musical, and it was incredibly successful over here. It's a really beautiful, fun story about a young man who is kind of working out what he wants to do with his life. He wants to be a sort of extraordinary person, and it kind of follows him as he sort of walks through life, finds love, overthrows his father, who I play, who's a kind of a bit of a despot, a bit of a bad guy. And but this particular production, which was the show was redone on Broadway a couple of years ago and won Tony Awards for the revival. It's a really clever way of telling it because it's kind of done through circus. And so we have this amazing bunch of not just singers and dancers and people that you would normally expect to see musical theatre, but we have 8 incredible circus acrobats who have joined us to kind of tell the story as well. And there's like the most amazing stuff. I still actually can't believe I'm part of it because there's full-on stuff going on stage. So it's great.
And you've been in over 130 musicals yourself here and overseas, so you certainly know musical theatre extremely well. We were chatting on the show, Simon, a couple of months ago, and you made a really good point about the fact that musical theatre and the entertainment industry was one of the first to go with COVID and potentially the last to come back. I mean, this is horrible because you think of how cutthroat the industry is at the best of times, throw in a huge pandemic and it's just been just horrible and so distressing for so many people.
Absolutely. I mean, I suppose one never likes to talk about, one's own kind of hardships or one's own industry because especially during COVID, it's hit everyone in every corner of the world. But I guess it is a fact that the performers all over the world, our industry, particularly live performance, was the first to close, and it will be the last to open. I mean, our show opening in the next week or so, opening next week is it's kind of we're kind of like the canaries down the coal mine. I mean, it's very exciting. Everything's completely safe. But we are the first show to open, and so that's quite a big responsibility in terms of and a great excitement for us. And I also think about actors and stuff all over the world. I mean, nowhere else, basically Australia and New Zealand is the only place where you'll be seeing live performance at the moment, and that shows kind of how lucky we are and how careful we have to be as a nation to kind of keep things where they are. It's really great.
Yeah, very exciting from a local perspective, Simon.
Yeah.
What about, was it face masks at 10 paces during rehearsals? Look, they're always difficult, I'd imagine. Look, it's no great surprise to our viewers that I've never been in a musical, but I can see how much work...
Yes, it's never too late, Tim. Never too late.
I can see how much goes into it.
I would never have thought that.
Oh, of course not, Simon. But so much practice. I suppose the COVID restrictions didn't help that.
Look, it was an odd thing when we began because none of us had been inside a rehearsal room or done our job for like 7 or 8 months. So it was just the coming together of like 30 new cast members and stuff was exciting. But we were, basically it's still under COVID restrictions. We kind of we are tested at least once a week, and we wear face masks when we're not performing. It's really, and all the sort of normal practices that you would expect but actors are a funny kind of breed. I mean, we like to kind of hang out and kind of muck around and talk a lot. So, but we do take our masks off to sing, and once we're on stage, we do that. Like it was actually last night was our first dress rehearsal. We've got 4 dress rehearsals this weekend. 2 today and 2 tomorrow, because we start performing at the Sydney Lyric on Tuesday evening. But like, for everyone to actually be in costume, and the lights were on the stage and the curtain, and we had the orchestra in for the first night. And it was, I can't tell you how exciting it was to actually be on stage again, hear the band struck up, see everyone in their costumes, see 30 people doing amazing things. And, you know, all we need now is our audience next week to make it really special. So it's really fun.
You can see the passion in your face there. And yes, I mean, musical theatre to me is just amazing.
You want to be part of the cast. She wants to be part of the cast.
Get me in.
Look, if someone happens to sprain their ankle, she wants to be part of the cast.
And you could be the understudy.
Janie, what do you like on a trapeze, Janie? Because there's probably, you never know. We can bring you in one night.
I'll give it a go. But I tell you what, like, on a serious note, it is one of those moments where, you know, everybody has been, you know, cooped up, and for people that perhaps aren't into musical theatre, to get out and to experience it, because, you know, it is such a wonderful show of colour, and you guys are so talented and you work so hard, and it's just an escape of reality. And I really hope that it's going to...
It's beautiful, you know, and I mean that in every sense of the word. It really is, and it's magical after what has been a really difficult year. Simon, all the best with you and the gang.
Thank you so much.
We can't wait to see you.
Break a leg, as they say.
Thanks so much, guys. Thanks. Come along. It's going to be fun.
We will. We'll see you there.
Absolutely.
Thanks.